everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Toon Tahn podcast. I'm your host, Rachael Kriger, and we are coming at you. Time of recording is like 6 days before 6 days. I can't count. 6 days before Christmas. So a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, a blessed Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate to everybody out there as you enjoy the holiday season, and also Happy New Year, because this episode will probably be coming out in 2024 because we're trying to do a bi-weekly basis, and we have some episodes that are being released or at the end of the year that we're kind of on backlog. So anyway, enough of me rambling and my spiels in life. Of course, as always, I am welcomed to the wonderful city of Toon Tahn with my friend, my podcast co-host, the wonderful, the only Kelley Milavec.
Hey, yo, what's good?
That was the most millennial greeting I've ever heard in my life.
And I will keep it that way.
You're like, I will not change.
Gotta keep my culture alive.
Gotta keep the dying species alive.
I'm one of the youngest millennials. So.
Oh, we're the teeny tiny baby millennials. But either way, millennials nonetheless. We are going to keep our pre-game chatter pretty short because we are getting into the episodes themselves of my favorite season of Total Drama. Your time is coming up, Kelley. Your time is
I'm ready.
it's very close. Like I can see it over the horizon.
I'm gonna be the most annoying person.
Insufferable. I'm insufferable for Total Drama World Tour. So, spoiler alert, we're talking about Total Drama World Tour. And last episode, we talked about like just a rough overview of the season, from at least what I recall. It's been a while since we hit the record button, but I think we talked about just the overview of the season, what we thought of it, the addition of a new, well, not a new cast, but of new characters. Of course, we had Alejandro, Sierra, and Blanley thrown into the mix as well, along with most of the original cast of the show. But today we're going to kind of go like episode by episode. We'll give our grades. And also, Kelley and I, before, like probably about a couple months ago, we did like there's those tier lists, and we did tier lists of the Total Drama World Tour songs. We have a couple differing opinions. For the most part, I think we're so like in the ballpark with each other, but we do have some different takes as well, because that's just what we do. We're here for the hot takes. So we're gonna go episode by episode, and we're gonna talk about these songs as well. Our categories, by the way, for the songs are, and I only added one, but basically for the joke, for the bit, as we like to say. The best songs, the great songs, the good songs, the okay songs, the weak songs, and the worst songs. And then I added music only the devil would like. Spoiler alert for both of us, that is the Chinese lesson song, as pretty much agreed upon by the fandom. So we're gonna get into it. We talked in the last episode about the Celebrity Manhunt special, so we're gonna avoid that for the purposes of this episode. But we started Total Drama World Tour with by going to Egypt, and there was a 2-part episode to kick off the season, called Walk Like an Egyptian. The challenge was that they had to go over or under a pyramid. And then the second part of the challenge, I'm just lumping these both into one episode because since it's a 2-parter and it's in the same location. The second part of the challenge is they had to cross the Nile and get to Chris with their whole team, and the rewards they got at the end of the first part totally intact. So Kelley, good way to kick off the season? Good strong episodes, or no?
I would think so, because it introduced the 3-team bit that they went for, which was different for Total Drama at that point. So you're like, oh, they're doing 3 teams now. That should be interesting.
Yeah, I like we talked a lot about the 3 teams and about how Team Victory was handled in that last episode. And spoiler alert, if you haven't listened to that, we both said great, but I mean, come on with what happened. But
Good
yeah,
in theory.
yeah, good in theory, not executed well at all. um this episode I really liked it. I thought it was a good way. I thought the jokes were funny. The best joke for me was when in the first part when they're touring the plane and and LaShawn asks for the girls' room and Chris is like, yeah, it's just right over there. And she goes in and she's like, there is a camera in the potty again. Just like, can a sister get a little privacy on this program? Like that was definitely my favorite joke.
I noticed I can't remember if they ever did this, but like I think both Heather and Alejandro used the camera in the cockpit for some reason. And that was like the only time the camera in the cockpit was used.
Yeah, because Chef, that was when Heather is talking about Alejandro and she's like, the new guy is so fake, he's so this and that. And then Chef comes in and goes, he's so deliciously seductive. And technically, if we are getting technical, there is one other moment in the show where but it's a deleted scene because, and we'll get to the episode here soon, but the New York episode, there's a deleted scene where they're shimmying up the ropes and stuff to the top, and Cody falls into the bosom of Lady Liberty. and I think that version is on Netflix because Total Drama World Tour is on Netflix. For some reason, it's the only season on Netflix that isn't in HD. But anyway, they cut to the cockpit and it's Cody and Chef, and Cody's like, for a minute, like I totally thought I was a goner, and Chef goes, but what a way to go out. and that's the only other moment where it's, so yes, like from what we remember in the US, that first episode had that, but then there's that deleted scene, and Cartoon Network was like, we can't have that on American television.
Go the children.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. The song in this episode, I'm gonna let you take the lead here. The song is called, what is the song called in this episode? I think it's like Lovin' Time. The song.
No, you forgot Come Fly With Us.
Oh my God, I forgot Come Fly With Us. Jeez, dude. Um, yeah, okay, like I'm like clicking around like crazy, and I ended up on the second part, not the first part. Yes, Come Fly With Us. Take us away, Kelley.
Yeah, Come Fly With Us is the first song in the show in the 3rd season. That is in the best songs category.
Why?
Just because it's so iconic and it really sets the tone for the entire season. And that's like one of the only songs that has the whole cast singing. And like you can just, and it kind of changes tempo throughout the song. So it's not 100% like I don't know how to say it, but like you got everybody singing, and then most of them are singing, and then they have to convince Duncan and Gwen to sing too, so they don't get booted out. I don't know if we've established that, but in this season, if you do not sing, you get automatically kicked out.
Unless you're Cody.
Yeah, unless you're Cody. I was gonna say unless you're Cody, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But it's definitely in my best songs category for me.
Yeah, unless you're Cody. Every reaction video I see to like Total Drama World Tour, I swear, like the people who make these videos, like their a blood vessel bursts whenever Cody doesn't sing. I also put Come Fly With Us in the best song category because yes, you have everybody singing. I love all of the parts, even like Ezekiel's little moment where he's
His
singing,
little ballad.
and then nothing will ever top Noah's "Come fly with us, come die with us." Oh my gosh, this is definitely one of the best songs of the season. It shows off a lot of great voice acting. Really not much to say there. Okay, so now we move on to the second part, and the first of this one had as as Chris likes to say, this was a musical reprise. So it has the first song is Lovin' Time, which is the one I was gonna say that Alejandro leads, but I think Alejandro leads both of them.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, I think he does. So the Lovin' Time was the one where they're trying to calm down the scarab beetles, and then the Rowing Time is obviously the one when they're rowing across the Nile. So if you would please.
So the first part, the Lovin' Time, I put in the good songs category. It's decent. It's not great. I like the melody of the song, but how good can you make a song about beetle mating? Is my question.
Is that a challenge?
Is that a challenge? Are you challenging me?
Are you challenging me? Oh, where did I put that on my list? Oh man. It's tough because the list has the screenshots of the episodes. Oh, there it is. I think I put that as the good songs because I really like the
Mhm.
melody.
Yeah, that's the best part of the song. Other than that, it's one
Yeah.
of the only songs Cody actually sings in.
Oh my gosh. And it automatically gets put in the okay category or above if Cody sings.
Right.
If he doesn't, it's in the crap category.
Yeah, don't even listen to it.
Don't even give it to me. Um, Rowan Time. Where do you have Rowan Time?
That's in the okay songs. It's not as good as the first part, and
Yeah,
it's sped up for some reason because they're trying to get away from the crocodiles, and it's shorter. So I
yeah,
just didn't think there was a need for it, but it was fine.
yeah. I put it in the same category for reasons already said, so I don't need to. I don't think I need to add to that. I think you pretty much covered it.
Mhm.
It was I.
It's I.
I
I
do
mean,
like
it's all right.
I do like the the line from Lindsay when she goes, "These Crocs are getting killy." I love Lindsay so much. Oh my gosh. The next episode is called, and I love reading this episode title, Super Happy Crazy Fun Time Japan. And obviously they go to Japan. And this is the episode where they have to make the commercial for Chef's Total Drama Yum Yum Happy Go Time Candy Fishtails. Yes, I have that memorized. I did not read it. And then I'm sorry, they do the pinball first, the human pinball, and then they do the commercial for Chef's product. So I remember watching this and loving this episode from start to finish because I love whenever they're like, we're going to Japan, and Chef comes out in a geisha outfit, and Harold, of course, is like, gosh, you guys, like that's totally a Chinese outfit. Then they go flying out of the plane, they sing the song, which is called Before We Die. Awesome, great name. And then I love the pinball, and the animation with the pinball was really awesome.
I have a question. Why did they have pandas in the balls? I feel like that's a Chinese thing as well.
I don't I don't even remember. I just feel like well, because the two teams had the pandas, and this is kind of where the whole storyline with DJ and the animal curse, and I remember we talked about that last time and how much we go ahead, Kelley, tell me how much
Just,
you despised it.
I do not like it, and I'll say that with my chest.
This is the episode that kind of starts that, and then Team Chris is really hot, gets their panda, and like of course Alejandro like completely charms the panda, and then the Courtney, Gwen, and Heather, who are on Team Amazon, start arguing about who's going to go in with the panda. And then Cody's like, stop arguing. I'll do it. And then Chris is like, well, JK, Sierra's going in the ball with you. But I don't know why they did the panda thing. I think they just made it because it was more difficult, I guess. Um, yeah, that's probably my only explanation.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I like this episode. What did you think?
I liked it. I didn't like how Harold just gave up and eliminated himself, which was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I do always love when LaShawn is like, Harold, that's a toy lightsaber.
Because
And
DJ
he's
would have
like,
went and we wouldn't have had that stupid animal bit.
oh my
DJ would have
gosh.
went, but Harold for some reason was like, nah, it was my fault, I'll go.
Well, because Alejandra sweet talked him into giving up because he, I think I remember him saying like girls like Lashana, they love guys with honor and Harold's like, oh, okay, well then I need to do the right thing and give myself up.
It was dumb and stupid and dumb.
So the song is Before We Die, and this is the song where they're falling out of the plane, and everybody basically, the synopsis of the song is they list what they want to accomplish in their life before they die. I thought it was a good song. I think it was fun to hear all the different things. I don't know, what do you think?
I also put it in the good songs category. Wasn't my favorite, but like again, Cody sings in this one, so it's automatically in the upper tier.
Cody's the benchmark.
I think he gets one line, but it's fine.
I think that's it. Yeah. I think he just says what he wants to do before he dies.
It's really funny. But again, everybody sings in this one, but my only issue with it is like everyone's talking really fast, and I get why because they're falling. When they're listing off the things they want to be, I'm like, hold on, what are you saying?
I remember having like when the show came out, like having to watch it a few times, and if I didn't get it, I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm going on like Tumblr or the wiki or something and looking it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if they have a list of what they say on here. Not on the wiki, not from what I see, just straight up. I'd have to go and look in a little bit more in depth. I just remember Gwen's being like prom destroyer.
Right.
Which is like totally on brand. And Courtney's was like corporate lawyer or something.
Didn't Sierra say like marry Cody or something?
Yeah, Sierra said
Yeah.
Someone said lion tamer, and I can't remember if that was Alejandro or Tyler.
I thought it was Tyler.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. We're
Yeah.
taking a pause. Before
Hold, please.
We Die, Total Drama World Tour song. All right, let's see. Okay, we got it. All right. Okay, so it starts with Lashana, and she says billionaires. Cody says billiards champion. DJ says make it home to see my mama. Sierra says marry Cody. Bridget is catch a barrel, which I guess is a surfer thing. Lindsay is be an actress in a drama. Courtney is corporate lawyer. Gwen is prom destroyer. Harold is be a ninja with throwing stars. Alejandro is lion tamer. Owen is new food namer. I don't understand Tyler's. Repairman for the parallel bars?
Because he's a gymnast, isn't he?
Well, he's the jock, but yeah, it's a piece of gym equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gymnastics thing, yeah. Bailey parallel bars, but he's never done gymnastics on the show.
Well, it's
Interesting.
yeah.
Noah, Izzy, and I think that's it. Noah and Izzy are the only two that don't say what they want to do with their lives. Yeah. And then they ask Chris to give them stuff so they don't fall to the ground. Sierra says some wings. Courtney says a jetpack. Gwen says a rift in time. Heather says parachute. Noah says waterbed. Tyler says a trampoline. Izzy says springy shoes. Alejandro says rocket boots. Lindsay says flying squirrels. Lashana says bubble bath. And then Lindsay goes, I changed to bubbles too. And then DJ says mama. And then Owen goes, pizza, no, chips and some dip will do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, too much for me.
Too
But
much.
it was, to your point, it was really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we spent way too
Yeah.
much time on that episode. I'm moving on to anything you can do. I can do better unless you have something to add from the Japan episode.
No, I want to go back to Egypt. We forgot to mention Duncan voluntarily quit in this episode because he didn't want to sing. So that'll be important for later.
And then he hums on the plane, and Chris is like, were you just like,
No.
I won't, and I never will, or something. Chris is like, I got my eye on you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So Duncan's off the show at this point.
Duncan is off the show at this point. He never had a team to begin with. Again, that'll come into play later.
It's a secret tool we'll be used for later.
The first like 8 or 9 episodes are kind of just like, setting up for like when it really gets into the nitty-gritty.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th episode is anything you can do, I can do better. They're in the Yukon in Canada. This is the episode where they have to jump across the like ice blocks in the frozen water, and then they have to do the dog sled challenge. And of course, this is where Bridget, as the song is titled, gets stuck to a pole. So this episode, what stands out to you? What do you remember?
There was one joke between Cody and Sierra, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but Sierra was like, I wish it could have been me, and Cody was like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's when she picks him out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I always love the bit with Izzy and Tyler when he's like, when she like points out the radioactive symbol, and she's like, look, our sled has a radio, and Tyler's like, is that box radioactive? And Chris goes, what is it radioactive today? A nice little
foreshadowing
into the 4th season, if you will. Oh
Yeah.
The song is stuck to a pole. Bridget, this is the song where she sings, and she's shout out to her voice actor for handling this like a pro, and it's hard enough for these voice actors who I think the only one who has training in singing is Courtney's voice actress, and so
Yeah.
Bridget's voice actress to come in and sing a song as if she was stuck, her tongue was stuck to a pole. Let me see, who is her VA? Kristen Fairly or Fairlie. So shout out to Bridget's voice actor for coming through on this song. I know for me, I had it in the good songs because it takes a lot to sing as if your tongue was stuck to a pole.
I also put it in the good songs. We're just like a match made in heaven right now.
Oh, you wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's only in the good category because it wasn't long enough for me. I would have liked it if it was a little bit longer. Also, Gwen, Courtney, and Heather being the backup vocals was a really standout thing.
Yeah. I think I lied. Actually, I have this in the weak song. I was looking at your list for this
How
one.
dare you?
I have this one in the weak songs. I am actually going to go back and change my vote to the okay songs because of the reason I said.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
at least you bumped it up. I did like this one. It's catchy.
I'm going to go back and change my answer here. Moving on, I'm trying to think. Bridget was eliminated in this episode.
Yeah, because she was cheating on Jeff, technically, I guess.
Our poor boy Jeff. The 5th episode is Broadway Baby. This is the New York episode. And this is the episode where, as mentioned, they have to climb up on top of Lady Liberty. Then they have to bob for apples in the Turtle Creek pond, and then they have to get in boats and race. Or no, I'm sorry. They got in the boats to get to the apples, And then they just race to the finish line. And at some point, one person from each team has to be in a baby carriage. I'm gonna pop quiz you. Do you remember from each team who was in the baby carriages?
Oh, I couldn't tell you
Oh, come on. Okay,
anything. I
okay.
think is Lindsay in one of them?
Lindsay is in one of them.
Yeah.
From Team
Cody's in the
Chris,
other one? Or no, it's either Cody or Sierra.
it's Cody.
Yeah, okay.
It's Cody because all the girls go Cody. Like,
Cody, yeah.
and then from Team Chris is really, really hot. Your options are Izzy, Alejandro, Noah, Owen, and Tyler.
It's definitely not Owen.
No, it's definitely not.
It's might be Tyler or Alejandro.
It is Noah.
Really? Huh.
It is Noah
It's
because
probably the smallest.
yeah, and he's also just the laziest. And he
Yeah.
falls asleep in the baby carriage, and that's when Heather does the swap.
Mm, you're right. I
And
got
then
2 out of 3.
there you go. Good enough. Good enough. Tyler was the one who bobbed for the apples, and I'll never like one of my favorite lines in this whole season is he's like, I can't do it because they can't use their hands. So he's like, I can't do it, I can't figure it out. And Alejandro goes, come on, man, use your head. And Tyler just starts smacking his head. I've said time and time again on this podcast on anything else that that Tyler is by far my most favorite character, and he is just peak physical comedy. I just he's so freaking funny. Anything stand out to you from this episode, or shall we move on to the song, which is What's Not to Love About New York City?
This one I don't remember too much of. This one I forget all about for some reason. It just doesn't like compute. I'm like, oh yeah, that was an episode. I don't know why.
This is kind of where the bit starts too, with the whole Lindsay forgetting Tyler again thing.
Mm,
I think when they get into the boat, she calls him Dave, and then at the end of the episode, or maybe it's at the end of the Yukon episode, she calls him Noah. Oh yeah, because he was like the hero of the episode, and then that bit kind of goes into this episode. Um, but other than that, yeah, this episode was good. It wasn't, but this was the episode where Sierra kept embarrassing Chris.
oh yeah. Oh, and then it has that plunk continuity, like how old Chris actually is.
Yeah. Total drama having continuity issues.
Hmm. It's more likely than you think.
Plot twist, it happens. Okay, so the song is What's Not to Love About New York City. It's basically like the Courtney and Lindsay and Owen song. Like that's who pretty much like sings the most of the song. I think if not all of the song.
Yeah. I put this in the okay songs because the first half is fine, but then the second half kind of drags. But I do like the visuals.
Yeah, I have it in the okay songs. The tap dancing break was a little much for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, okay, but I did like the visuals and like the different art styles. I thought that was cool. I do love Owen's line where he goes like, the bums are bummer.
Yeah, like the first 15 seconds of the song are good, and then it just goes downhill.
The first 15 seconds, yes. The next episode is the first of the 4 aftermath episodes. It is Bridget over Troubled Water, which, by the way, let me just take a pause and say I like this season has the best episode names. They really did a good job on playing on the locations. I just love the episode names. Even though
Except for the Japan one.
yeah, that one's just a little bit of a mouthful. Not really too much to say about like the plot of this episode. The biggest plot is the whole Jeff and Bridget fight, and then they make up and get back together and all of that stuff. But the song in this episode is Bridget's well, technically to start, there is the baby song, which is the one that the Drama Brothers do. I'm just gonna go
There's
out
2.
and say that I think this I put this as one of the worst songs because it was just like it was like kind of annoying.
Yeah, Baby is the second worst song in this show. behind the one we shall not name.
The one that is unfortunately to come.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, it was bad. It was bad. Don't listen to it.
It's so dumb. The next one is I'm Sorry, which is Bridget's pretty much solo. Jeff only like speaks in it. I had this one on the OK songs. I thought the slow parts were fine. I didn't really care for the lyrics and stuff. They were just kind of like all over the place.
Yeah, her rhyming was not great. I also put it in the okay category. It was fine. It did nothing for me.
Yeah, I was just like, it's it's a song. It is certainly a song.
It's a song. It is a song.
Alrighty, let's see what else we've got here. Next song. Oh, the next episode is Slap Slap Revolution, and this is the episode where they go to Deutschland, aka Germany. It's funny because all of my friends in high school took like German as their language, and the only German I know is from this episode. I always I always say the line that Chris opens up with when he's like, Achtung, my Wiener Schnitzels. So all of the German I know comes from this episode and watching the Bundesliga. That is it.
That's fair.
This is the episode where they have to put the meat into the grinder, make the sausages. I almost said human sausage.
I was gonna say, like, wait, what?
It's like that Bob's Burgers episode, the very first episode where Louise tells her class that they make burgers out of human flesh. This is the episode where they make the big sausages, and then they have to stay on the platform. And this, of course, is the episode where two major things happen. We find out Alejandro's last name, which is Burro Muerto, which means dead donkey.
What a man.
And I always love when he says in All Stars, it's more poetic in Spanish.
Right.
And then this is the episode where after 3 seasons, we finally get to see Lashana beat the crap out of Heather.
It was long overdue.
It was way overdue. I loved the second part of this challenge much better than the first part.
Yeah. Are we counting Sierra's little ditty? I don't think that should count.
No. I just went by everything that was on the tier list.
Yeah.
And that was not one of them, although it was very funny.
Yeah, it was 10 seconds, but it was funny.
It was like, and Cody's facial reactions were the best. The song, though, in this episode is called Ein Klein, which is German, as we all are aware of. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking at my list, not at your list this time. Where did I have? I think I had this on the OK songs.
I put it in weak only because it was the only like song they used that was not an original song. Like the music for it is an established song, and I can't remember where it's from, but it's like a classical music piece.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like the lyrics were kind of dumb. Like that's my only reason for weak song.
Oh, you mean you don't love Owen's fart joke?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I hate that.
I give it points because Noah sings.
Yeah. Cody doesn't sing, so it's in the weeks.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm okay with leaving it in the OK songs. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's just in weak for me because it's not original. The song, like the music itself, isn't original.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I always love the part where Sierra's like, when they're talking about the challenge and like knocking each other off the platform, she's like, my grandparents are half German, and then she looks at the camera and goes, Schnitzel. The next episode is the Amazon race, but
yeah.
How much do you want to die right now, Kelley?
I'm very close to jumping out the closest window.
This is it. This is your breaking
This
point.
is it. 28 years on this earth.
The challenges for this is they have to hike through the Amazon and make it to Machu Picchu. And then when they get to Machu Picchu with their whole team intact, even though one of my favorite lines is Alejandro going like, "You didn't say that. You made up the rules as you go." And Chris is like, "And this surprises you how?" When they have everybody there, they can start looking for the golden treasure. This is finally the episode where the team victory is now down to 2 players. I know Chris has like little quips for them. He's like victorious twosome and victory twins. They're down to 2 and they win a challenge.
For once.
Let's give them some claps, shall we?
Yippee.
3 cheers.
You did it.
Hip hip.
Hoorah.
Team victory, congratulations, you got your bread. I will say, like, yes, the DJ bit with the animals was stupid, but the one in the Amazon was hilarious. He's like, "I'm covered in ants," and Lindsay's like, "The ants look like teeny tiny, adorable little monkeys."
And then Amazon got so sidetracked.
Oh my gosh, the episode was just so. And then those giant bugs that attacked Team Chris, like, I don't understand what those were.
They were there to cause torment.
They were there to cause chaos. This is the episode where Alejandro wears an eye patch for most of it because Owen punches him in the face. The song title is not the most PC. It is called Gypsy Rap. Where did you have this?
It was okay. And I put in the okay songs. I like the first half, but then when it gets to the rap part, that's where it loses me.
Cody sings though.
I know, but he had one line and it wasn't even on beat. So.
You're gonna hate this. I put it in the great song.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
I put it in the great songs for the feeling of nostalgia.
Yeah.
I just remember when I was younger because I was especially like as a kid and like now as an adult with her redemption arc in All Stars. I just love Gwen. She's one of my most favorite characters of all time in any TV show. And I love her voice actor because I've always loved all of her characters. Of course, she played Jen in 16. Jen is one of my favorite characters in all of TV. 16 is one of my favorite shows, but I do love this song. I like how Chris is like, "Let's finish it off with a little solo from Heather." I love the snarkiness.
It's also an okay for me because the song is very short.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think that's because Chris straight up says, like, "You guys, the other teams don't have to sing." Because I think Owen is the one who's like, "Do we have to sing backup?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nope, this is all Team Amazon."
That's funny. So yeah, it's just in the okay, but it's in the top of my okay songs.
I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. The next episode is when they go to France. This is the episode I Can't Help Falling in Louvre. Courtney would be very proud of my pronunciation there. This is the episode where they're in the museum and they have to find the broken up pieces of the statue. I always love Chef's face whenever Chris is like, "Chef made fake copies, right, Chef?" And then he just runs away.
Right.
I love the bit whenever they hand Alejandro the Venus de Milo picture and he's like, "Ah, Venus, such beauty." And Chris is like, "All right, calm it down there, lover boy."
All right.
This is the episode too where Cody has to spend it trying to earn Sierra's forgiveness and get her to stop crying because Chris showed at the end of the Amazon episode the votes and how everybody voted and Cody voted for Sierra. Everybody else pretty much voted for Heather, but it was a reward challenge. So Cody has to work on making sure Sierra doesn't cry anymore. What do you remember from this episode?
I remember Chef's tap dancing for no reason.
During the song, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I always love Noah going through the lasers, and during the song the laser like beams through like where ants are. Well, guess Noah's not having kids.
Well, I don't think he would be good with kids.
I love Noah. The song, as you mentioned, is called Paris in the Springtime. This is basically the Sierra song. There's a little bit of a cameo from Team Chris. I think it's Owen and Noah are the only ones who sing from that little cameo part. But this is basically the Sierra song. Where do you have this one?
This is in my great songs. The first one we talked about that's in my great songs category. I really liked it because it was typically usually only Sierra singing, but she did a really good job with that one fast talking part she did.
Yeah.
Or she did it twice, but like
And she makes that big like
it was really good.
that inhale.
And like Cody likes this song too, and it's all about trashing him.
Yeah, he's like, that's great, Sierra. Keep going.
Keep
And
it
then
up.
like, by the way.
Yeah, this is in my great songs category.
Yeah, this is also in my great songs category. This is my third one in this category. I mean, there really isn't much to say. I love Sierra's voice actress. I remember the voice actress for Lashana way back when Total Drama World Tour was, announced and everything and was airing. Lashana's voice actress had a YouTube channel, and she would like interview like the other, voice actors and whatnot. And I always loved watching those videos. And one of my favorites was with Sierra's voice actress, Anik Oben Swain. She was so funny, and like she named her dog Cody.
That's so funny.
And she would like half of the video she kept going, Cody, Cody, where's my Cody?
That's actually hilarious. I didn't know that.
So I love this voice actor, and yeah, she did a great job with this song for sure. Lindsay is voted off. This is the end of a team victory, and now it's just DJ.
Yeah, I didn't feel like this elimination was good, but whatever. That's just my opinion.
It was so dumb. Like I like the idea of doing the like tiebreaker and stuff when you have two people on the team, but like come on, like Lindsay should have won.
Yeah, especially since DJ was trying to lose.
Yeah. I wonder if they did it too, like not only just to keep up the animal bit, but because Lindsay made it so far in the season before.
Yeah, you're right.
Sadness. Pour one out for Lindsay, everyone.
But life moves on.
Life moves
Rip.
on.
Rest in peace. Not her worst elimination though.
Definitely not. Definitely. Probably the best Lindsay elimination, honestly.
Is the first. Oh, this one? Oh, I was gonna say the first season was probably the
Well, the
best one.
first season was immaculate with just how she cussed out Heather, but like the way it happened, I thought was really stupid. Because I remember we talked about this, like it was so stupid how like Duncan and Owen didn't even finish the race, and then they were like, "Oh, Lindsay, by the way, you crossed second, and there was only 2 bikes that crossed, so you're gone." It's like, how does that make sense?
It was only good because she got to cuss out Heather, but yeah.
That's it. That's it. She just got to absolutely destroy Heather's whole life.
It's a tie between actions and all stars elimination. That is the worst.
Oh,
Uh,
I gotta say all stars, because when she drew that X on her face, like that was so stupid. Like, oh my God, if you're gonna do that, pull someone like Katie or Sadie and make her be cannon fodder. Like, don't do that to Lindsay.
They're not all stars though.
Oh, the season that we might need a 5-hour long episode for.
We will get there when we get there. Okay.
The next episode of Total Drama World Tour is called Noof Kids on the Rock, and this is where we go back, as Sierra says, to Chris's original hometown of Newfoundland. Side note, I always love in the beginning of the episode when they're landing, when Sierra's like, why are we landing in the middle of the ocean? No, we're not. Why are we landing in the middle of the ocean? No, we're not. And then Courtney's like, FYI, I get sick on log flume rides.
That's so funny.
In this episode, they have to row their boats to basically just get to shore. And then they have what is called a screeching in relay with Chris's miniature version of himself, cousin Jerd McLean.
Jerd. Love
I
Jerd.
absolutely love Jerd. I love the best part of this episode is whenever he says the sayings, and like Alejandro and Noah are just like, is that even English?
Right.
And then of course DJ gets it on like the first try, because this episode was like the DJ, like everybody's trying to get DJ on their alliance.
Yeah, that Heather was used, or Heather. Yeah, Heather and Alejandro were both fighting for him.
Yep. And then Gwen and Courtney got distracted by the rock that they thought looked like Duncan, and poor Cody was left in the boat with Sierra.
Right. I mean, it happens.
This episode, it ends with DJ basically alliancing himself with Team Chris is really, 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 really hot, and Alejandro. I will never get this episode. Okay, I have a trivia question for you.
Oh boy.
There is one person, not counting, oh, if I say that, that'll give it away. I'm not going to do that. In the first 3 seasons, Total Drama, Island, Action, and World Tour, there's been one player who has only been in the confessional one time, and it was in this episode. Who was it?
Was it Izzy?
No, that's a good guess, but no. But it is someone from Izzy's team.
Is it Tyler?
It is Noah.
I keep
He was never
guessing. I keep forgetting about Noah.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I think it was the New York episode when he was like, Owen fell asleep on him in first class, and he goes, well, thanks for forgetting about me all night. What am I, Tyler?
Yeah. Am I Lindsay? I'm reverse Lindsay.
This is Noah. So he's in the confessional, and I didn't want to give it away by saying the redonkulous race, because he does make confessionals in the redonkulous race. He's partnered up with Owen, but this episode is the only time that he is ever in the confessional, and it is when DJ and Tyler both kiss the cod, and he's like, no wonder why my little cousins aren't allowed to watch this show. And then Owen follows it up in a confessional too, and he goes, I think Noah's auntie is right to block this show. It's way out of control.
Yeah, like that's the worst thing they've done on this show.
I always thought that was like a little fun trivia about, this is in the first 3 seasons with the OG cast. This is the first time ever that Noah has been in the confessional.
That's so weird.
Isn't it though? I mean, if you think about it, like yes and no. He was in Island for 4 episodes, and that was it. But this season he was in a lot longer, but this was his first confessional.
Don't like that.
And honestly, I can't remember if he's in the confessional after this episode. I don't think he is.
I couldn't tell you, because I can't
I don't think he is.
remember Noah, apparently.
I'll have to go back and look, but I don't think he is. I think this is his only confessional in the first 3 seasons, and then he's on Redonkulous Race, and then he's in the confessional more. Okay, so the song for this one is the Sea Shanty Mix. I'm going to start this by saying I had a really, really hard time of putting this in the good or the great category. but because we don't get Cody singing, I mean, Cody technically does sing. Him and Sierra are like rowing and they say something, but it's not
Yeah, it's
really
not singing.
I put this in the good songs, but I could make an argument for this being a great song. I love the beat. I think it's fun. And honestly, I love Izzy's part whenever she's dancing with the giant fish.
Yes.
So this one I'm kind of like, it's in the good songs as kind of like a benchmark, but I could make the argument of it being in the great songs category.
Yeah. I put it in the great songs category because I have great taste.
Oh, oh,
Got him.
oh.
The only reason it's not in the best song is because it's too short.
True, true.
But it is really catchy. So I'm just like, it's a sea shanty.
And it's darn catchy.
It is darn catchy. They even put it in the song.
You know it's catchy when they say it's catchy in the song.
Mm-hmm. It's like that one song from the Lego movie, the second one. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it, but what song are you talking about? They're all
It-
catchy.
And no, this song is called "This Song's Gonna Get Stuck Inside Your Head."
Oh yeah.
Oh, and you're like, yeah, I guess you did.
Mission accomplished.
Right.
The next episode is personally one of my all-time favorite episodes. Jamaica Me Sweet. There's one reason I don't like this episode, and I'm going to start out by saying the negative, and then we can talk about the positive. In the very first season of Total Drama, the creators and stuff put so much effort. Kelley, I don't know if you would remember this, since you kind of became a fan later into the show. But they are also on the wikis, on the Total Drama Island, and like all of the contestant biographies through the years are on the wikis. But in the first season, they had such like detailed stuff. Like they made it known that, you know, Gwen was the daughter of a single mom and she looks after her little brother. And DJ is originally from Jamaica and he moved to Canada, and this, that, and this, that, and this, that. There's like all these different, like really fun, like they gave Noah a completely fun backstory about him being like a really intense gamer. And it's like there's a lot of things that you don't see in the show from these biographies that could have been great. And in this episode, DJ is back in like his home country, and like they don't even reference it. Like the only thing that comes close to it is when they're on the cliff and Chris is wearing the like Bob Marley hat and the dashiki, and DJ says like, yeah, that's a woman's dashiki. Like, it's like, oh, well, how would he know that unless he's like raised in the culture and stuff? But like, it's so stupid. Like, they had the opportunity to do something really cool here with DJ coming back to Jamaica, because the whole reason they went to Jamaica was because the plane broke down. So it's like, that was my biggest critique of the episode. But other than that, I love this episode. The whole bit with the plane going down. The both of the challenges were really, really good. The diving for the treasure, and then Chris goes, AKA the gold chain chef wears at karaoke night. And then the bobsled course. And then of course you have the whole storyline with DJ and his lucky charm, Irene the fish, which was Alejandro's creation. And then of course the end of Team Victory as DJ gets voted off. And then of course, because they can't ever have Izzy compete like a regular contestant, she gets airlifted by the government.
Yeah, she got too smart.
She got too smart. This is personally one of my favorite episodes. What about you?
I finally like that they got rid of the animal DJ bit. That was the best part of the episode.
Yeah.
There was a joke from Noah that I really liked. I think Chris said something like, will we ever get I can't remember what the setup the joke was, and then Noah goes, I don't know, did we land in the 70s?
Yeah, he said, will we make it out of here while I'm still young?
Yeah. So,
Um,
yeah.
I remember very specifically the goof in this episode too, where on the bobsled course, Courtney and Heather, they start in their swimsuits, and then when they land into the pool without the water, when the course ends, they're in their regular clothes.
That's a goof.
That was a pretty big goof.
You done goofed.
Ugh, they done goofed. The song in this episode is the Owen song with Gwen doing the backup. After Izzy gets taken away from the government, he sings "Oh My Izzy." And I love this song. This song is in my great songs, and it's very high up in my great songs.
Okay, but have you considered it's in the good songs category for me?
Please explain yourself.
I like the concept. It is a very sweet song. The only downfall is Owen's VA is not a great singer. I think that's what brings it down for me.
I hard to argue against that. I love the cartoon or like the crayon drawing visuals
Mhm.
too.
It's not a bad song. I just like a lot more songs than it's, if that makes sense.
I feel like if you had Trent singing this song, it would be like the best song on World Tour.
Oh, but I don't know about that. There's some really good songs.
I know, but like a better voice actor, this song would be like one of, if not like top three.
It definitely would have been in great if it had a better voice. Again, no, I'm not knocking Owen's voice actor because when they signed up, no one knew they were going to be singing in the third season. So credit to where credit is due. But that's my interpretation. And I also knock it just because I never understood the Owen Izzy relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it had some funny moments in season one. Um, I love the episode whenever Owen sacrifices Izzy and then she gets mad at him. Um, but yeah, especially in World Tour, it was kind of like it was kind of weird. I mean, they referenced it pretty early at the same time because they were like when Izzy and when Izzy and Sierra swap teams, she's like, "Oh, but you have Owen on your team. Like he's so great." But other than that, I mean, they really didn't reference it that much this season.
Yeah, it was kind of up in the air until
Yeah.
Noah told her like, "Hey, please break up with her."
Yeah, basically. Okay, so you had this in good songs, I had it in great. Moving on, the aftermath episode where they do the telethon to raise money because the plane ran out of gas. There is, I think there's only one song. No, there's two songs. The Save This Show song. How did I forget that one? The Save This Show, which is Bridget and Jeff, they sing it. And then the sisters song, which is Lashana's swan song. So let's start with Save This Show. Where do you have that at?
Weak song. The only good line in this song is Jeff singing, "They can't even party."
I had it as okay. I had it as an okay song, but it's pretty low on my okay
Yeah.
song list.
It, yeah, the reason it's not the worst is because of that one line, because it's really funny.
They can't even Japard.
Party.
And then he's like, it's so
So
unfair.
unfair.
Shout out to Jeff's voice actor.
Right.
And then Sisters, where do you have that one?
I don't care what anybody says. It's in my good songs category. It's catchy.
I'm in the same realm with you. I love Lashana's voice actor, and I wish we got to hear her sing more.
hmm
And then
it
Harold and Bridget jumping in and doing the Beyonce dance.
it would have been in great songs if it was longer. Again, too short. A lot of these songs are too short.
Yeah, especially the aftermath songs. The aftermath
hmm
songs were like 20 seconds, I swear.
Yeah, but the sister song is good. It's probably the best, no, second best aftermath song.
We're jumping into the nitty-gritty episodes. The London episode. This is another one of my favorite episodes. The challenge is to find and capture Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper is also hunting the contestants, and when he gets them, puts them back on the plane, and they just have to sit there and watch. It ends up, being Gwen and Courtney are the last ones standing for Team Amazon, and then Noah and Owen for Team Chris is really, really hot. Gwen and Courtney kind of find their way into like the heart of London, and or they're in like Whitehall or something. My England geography is basically soccer team, so I'm just gonna roll with that. But they are like, well, we don't want to go home empty-handed, so they end up finding a certain someone and bringing him back on the plane, and it turns out to be Duncan. And then for Team Chris is really, really hot, they find Jack the Ripper, and then when they get him back to the plane, they realize it's Ezekiel, and Chef finally found him. Because you saw like glimpses of him like hiding in the cargo hold in the previous episodes, and now that they found him, they try to boot him off, and they keep bringing him back with, don't even get me started on the Ezekiel bit, and the downfall of Ezekiel. But the thing that I hated about this episode is that Team Chris lost. Like, the whole purpose was to find and capture Jack the Ripper, and they did that, and they still lost.
Yeah, that was kind of garbage, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, and then what am I saying? Duncan goes on Team Chris is really, 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 really hot.
Duncan also does some other things, but we talked about that already.
I swear we need like I watched a 3-hour video on YouTube about the love triangle between Duncan, Gwen, Courtney, and they also threw Trent in there as well, since they talked about all 3 seasons. Yeah, this is the episode where after Noah gets eliminated, Gwen is in the confessional, Duncan pops his head in, and then they kiss, and then Tyler, he has that look of shock on his face as he watches the 2 of them kiss, and then of course in the next episode he's like, I'm bad with secrets. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Reminds me of another character of a new season. Couldn't tell you who it is.
I wonder. I wonder. The song in this episode is the Changing of the Guard mix. There is actually, I don't know if you know this, but there is a line that was censored from Cartoon Network, because it's Sierra singing about like stripping Cody.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I
think I heard the original song with that line in it though.
I did too, but I can't remember what the line says. Tell me your ranking and I'll look it up.
I have it in the okay category. I think it's just a little too slow for my liking. I like the upbeat songs.
I have this song in the good songs because I don't know, I just thought it was funny. You don't really get to see much interaction for some reason with like Team Chris is really, 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 really hot. Like basically like the whole season is like interactions between Team Amazon, interaction between Heather and Alejandro, interaction between Alejandro and his annoyance with Owen, and then that's basically it. So like I kind of like that they took Alejandro out of the episode early and they had it be like Tyler, Owen, and Noah. And I like that you got to see a little bit more of, them just kind of picking on Tyler. And yeah, I don't know. I could make an argument for both of them for good song or okay song, but I'm gonna keep it as a good song.
Yeah, people might not like me. It's the last song in my okay song.
Ooh, so it's
Yeah.
on the border of weak.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I know, that's a hot take. I'm ready for the tomatoes.
ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a hot
I
take.
know.
All
There's
right.
just a lot better songs.
We're gonna move to the Grease episode because this is where the drama implodes. Basically, we're just gonna start at the end of the episode. Tyler spills the beans about Gwen and Duncan, but leading up to that, I really love this episode because I love the whole journey that you get taken on with like Alejandra trying to figure out what Tyler's hiding. And I think like Noah even said, or I'm sorry, not Noah, because he got voted out in the London episode, but Owen says like, you know, Alejandro and Tyler were stuck in the plane for a long time during the London episode, so they got like super tight. Um, and so like Tyler has this like look of just worry on his face. Alejandra's like, you know, you can tell me anything. And Tyler's like, I saw something. And so he's trying to figure out like what's going on. And you just see all these theories. Like at one point he's like, maybe like Gwen and Tyler are hooking up and Duncan is jealous. And he's like, no, patience. And so he figures it out though when it comes to the song. This song is just called Greek Mix. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs. Let me see. I need to see where I put it. This is one of my favorite songs, and why can't I find it on my list? Oh, I put it in the great songs. I just love the music. I thought the song was good. It went with the episode. It wasn't just like something random kind of thrown together. Yeah, I really like the song.
This is also in my great songs category. I would put it in best songs if Gwen's singing was just a little bit better. And it, like, again, not her fault. She didn't know she was going to be singing. But Duncan actually has a really nice voice, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I always really like Duncan's songs. Like his voice actor, I think it's Scott McCord. I want to no, Drew Nelson. Drew Nelson is his voice actor. Scott McCord is the Owen voice actor. Drew Nelson, yeah, he has a really nice voice.
Yeah, it's the second one in my great songs. There's one song above it, and I know you don't like that song, so we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, that's where our lists are certainly not matched up all the way. Um, I'll never forget the image of Cody punching Duncan in the face.
It's what he deserved.
It is what he deserved, and shout out to Cody.
What a man. Still hasn't sung in a while.
Yeah, somehow escaping elimination, but yeah. I actually I have to retract something. There is another scene where you see the cockpit, and that is where it's an exclusive clip. It's an additional clip, so it's not like it was cut out of the episode like the New York thing, but Sierra in the she's in the cockpit and she's like on her phone, and the team gets a reward of a phone call, and she calls her blog and like gives does an audio blog for like telling people what it's like being on the show and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there's like a compilation of the exclusive clips somewhere. I'll have to find it and send it to you. This was supposed to be the episode where Duncan got eliminated, but Chris says, I'm not kicking him off when the fun's just begun. And then they go to Area 51 after this. This episode is called The X-Files. And they're in Area 51 and they have to break into Area 51, which if people are not familiar with it, it is the most heavily guarded thing in the United States that is not Washington, D.C. They have to find alien artifacts and bring them back to the plane completely intact. This is where at the beginning of the episode, Courtney officially breaks up with Duncan. And there's all kinds of tension from the fallout and everything.
That's why it's called the X-Files.
But
Got him.
got him. This is where Gwen earns the nickname New Heather, and in this episode, Tyler gets eliminated, sadly. That's my boy. I love Tyler so much. Okay, I'm gonna save my hot take for a second because I want to see where you put this song, but what is your ranking for Boyfriend Kisser?
I put it in good. I like the visuals because it looks like blueprints, because I thought that was really interesting. but it's just not. It's not great. Again, Courtney's the only voice actor who's trained, so at least we have that. But it wasn't anything super special.
I have it in my worst category.
Really?
I don't like this song. I don't know. I can respect the like rock theme, like everything has been kind of slowed down. This is more a little bit like on the punkier side, but I don't know. I just never liked this song. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's just Team Amazon, and you know my feelings about Courtney. I am not the biggest Courtney fan at
Yeah.
all. Um, but it just, I don't know. The song is like too whiny for me. I don't know.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
it, but
fine.
like it's just not for me.
I think I really amped it up because of the visuals. I just like the blueprint style they used.
Yeah. Yeah, the visuals are really good with a lot of these songs. The next episode is called Picnic at Hanging Dork. This is where they go to the outback in Australia.
Mm,
They have the 2 day marathon where they have to ride their emus. And then they have to bungee jump and shear the sheep. This is the episode where like everybody's trying to throw each other off their game. Alejandro and Duncan are kind of like on this mutual page where they're like, okay, we need to mess with Team Amazon because their whole team is still intact, and now their team is just Duncan, Alejandro, and Owen. And so they're like, okay, well, if I flirt, Alejandro's like, well, if I flirt or with Courtney and you get jealous, that's gonna throw her off her game and Heather off her game and Gwen off her game. So everybody's flirting with everybody. Heather at one point starts flirting with Duncan. And I'll never forget the line where Gwen says, like, what's with Heather? It's like she just found out you existed. And Duncan's holding the emu feathers in his hand. He goes, who knows? Maybe she's just plotting to kill me. That's like one of my favorite lines in the whole season. Um, and like even when you know, Gwen and Cody are trying to convince Heather to vote off Courtney, she's like, hey, like we need to talk it immediately. Heather's like, I'm not into Duncan.
that's funny.
um the song in this episode, and then please also feel free to chime in about the episode itself. Um, but the song is the shearing sheep song, and I have seen a lot of people really highly rate this song, and I want to know what you think.
Okay, here's the tea, sis.
Here's the tease. This
I would have put this song in at least good. Like let's make that very clear. I liked the second half of this song. It is in my weak category. And do you want to know why? Because the first half of the song is off beat and it's so distracting and I hate it. And I hate it.
Kelley,
And that's why it is in weak.
do you hate it?
Despise.
You're just like clawing at the wall.
I looked up a YouTube video of someone who fixed the beat of the first half and it sounds fine. It's a good song if it's on beat. When it's off beat, it is so distracting and it is it's makes my ears bleed. I hate it. But they fix it in the second half, which I don't understand how that happened.
You're not gonna like this.
Mm.
You're not gonna like it.
Mm.
It's in my worst songs.
Oh no, that's fine. I
I have
understand
two
that.
back-to-back worst songs. I don't understand how people like this song because like I swear 75% of it is just them going, we are shearing sheep. Like
That's
it's
fine.
so dumb.
No, my problem isn't with the lyrics, it's with the music. That's where
I also
mine's
have a problem with the music. I don't care for the visuals of the sheep with the lighter and then the sheep head banging. Um, it's boring. It's boring. And again, it's just one team singing, and it's the second episode in a row where it's just Team Amazon, and I don't know. I'm not here for it. Cody doesn't sing again. For some reason, Cody's playing the guitar shirtless. Like,
For
it's
no
just,
reason.
it's just weird. And like, honestly, Courtney has like one line, but then it's literally just Heather singing the whole time. Like, Gwen
Hmm.
doesn't even sing, Sierra doesn't sing. Like, I'm not a fan.
That's why I would have gone in good if the first part was actually on beat. I Anybody who's listening, look up that song how it originally aired in America and tell me you don't want to scratch your ears off. Like it's so bad. As someone who's sang for most of their life, having a listening to a song offbeat is my own personal torture. So that's why it's in week.
We we have to end. So when we're recording this, people, we're recording this during the day, and both of us have to get back to work. And so we're going to be recording this. The whole episode is going to be one part, but we're recording it in two parts. We're going to have to record this again another time. But we got to end on a high note, at least with the first part. And so we got to talk about the Sweden episode. At the end of the Australia episode, Gwen gets voted out, and then they head to Sweden. This is where now that Gwen is out, Duncan is starting to realize he doesn't have a lot of allies. And he's really working on Owen to try to get him to vote off Alejandro and to steer clear of him. So the first part of this is they have to build some kind of sort of mystery assembly, and the team Chris figures out that it's a boat. Cody builds Gwen's face, which we will talk about the song. And then they're in like a Viking battleship battle. I'm trying to think. The exclusive clip for this episode too is also great because the team Chris, spoiler alert, wins the challenge, and so they get a reward, and it's like a Viking massage, and it's like a literal Viking, and he's like pulling the crap out of Alejandro's arms, and Duncan and Owen are just staring like horrifically at it. But trying to think, nobody gets eliminated because it's a reward episode. One of my favorite lines from this episode is whenever they're trying to figure out how to use the flint, and they figure it out with Chris. Chris goes, bingo, dingo, and then he goes, shucks, I really should have said that in Australia. But the song is it seems like the fandom is all pretty much in agreement that this is either the best song or one of the best songs of Total Drama World Tour. It's commonly nicknamed the ABBA song, and it is the We Built Gwen's Face song. Kelley, tell the people what they want to hear.
I'm settling this debate right now. It is the best song in the show, and you can fight me on it.
Yeah, when I did my tier list, I don't think I tier ordered the songs correctly. But this I agree is the best song in Total Drama history, without a doubt.
It's so good. It has no right to
So
be.
good. It's so fun. I love Sierra's yay, yay, yeah at the end of at the end of the song.
But Cody still does not sing.
Cody's the only one.
He's
Oh,
just playing in the snow for some reason.
oh, does Cody get eliminated, do you ask? No.
Funny you ask. He's in the top 3. Spoiler.
Oh my god. Spoiler alert. Cody doesn't sing for like 90% of these episodes, and he's a finalist. Things that you love to see, am I right?
My, how the turntables.
Hey folks, so this episode turned out to be a lot longer than we expected. So we actually are breaking it up into 2 episodes. So we are going to post part 1 first, and then we're going to post part 2 next. We had to leave off on a good note here with the song. So stay tuned for part 2. You're not going to want to miss it. And then we're going to be jumping right into Total Drama Revenge of the Island. And also, we're going to be reacting to the newest season, well, I guess the first season, really, of Has Been Hotel. The first 4 episodes come out in just a week. So we're going to be reviewing those as they come in. And yeah, we just hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on YouTube. We don't really have an Instagram or a Twitter page. We're working on that. But again, the best way to support us is to like and subscribe. Thanks for coming to Toon Tahn.